friends, Missy out here. We're going to take a look at a couple of problems for the week of October 23rd. Of course, it's due on October 27th. Fun fact about Friday, October 27th, you will have a Unit 1 post-assessment that day. So some of these problems may actually have some similar problems show up in your test. So we're going to go over Monday, number 1, and Tuesday, number 4. Let's get started. Alright, which of the following numbers is equivalent to 712 in standard form? So I'm giving you 3 different numbers, A, B, and C. I actually have to zoom out on this because I need a little more room. Alright, so I'm giving you A, B, and C in base 10 form. And what we're going to do is we're going to solve each one in turn. So let's start with A. And I'm going to set up my chart. I don't need to go all the way to the millions because obviously I'm only given up to the thousands or the hundreds. Alright, so I have 7 hundreds, 7 in the hundreds place, everything else becomes a 0. I'm going to separate my workspace. I have 11 tens, so I'm going to put 11 in the tens place. But because I can't have more than one digit in the same place value, I'm going to kick out that 1 to the hundreds and everything else becomes a 0. Last but not least, I have 2 ones. That's self-explanatory. Alright, let's add them up. We have 2, 1 in the tens place, 8 in the hundreds. This number is the same thing as 812. Does it match? Nope. Alright, let's move to B. I'm going to kind of move and do B in red. Setting up my place value chart. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. We have 6 hundreds. 6 in the hundreds place. Everything else becomes a 0. 11 tens. 11 in the tens place. Kick it out. Everything else becomes a 0. And 2 in the ones place. Again, self-explanatory. Alright, ones place, I have a 2. Tens place, I have a 1. Hundreds place, I have a 7. Oh my goodness, that is 712. So that's probably my answer. But because I'm a good mathematician and a good test taker, I'm going to solve all 3. C. Thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones again. Oops. Yep. Okay, I have 1700s. I'm going to kick out my 1 to the thousands place. Everything else becomes a 0. 1700s is the same thing as 1700. I have 110. Bloop. I have 2 ones. Once again, self-explanatory. And now, let's add them up. Ones place, we have 2. Tens place, we have 1. Hundreds place, we have 7. Thousands place, we have 1. So this is the same thing as 1712. Is that the same thing as 712? Not a chance. Your correct answer is B. All right, let's take a look at number 4, which is your second problem on Tuesday. What is the number 732,863 rounded to the nearest thousand? And of course, the key word here, we're rounding it to the nearest thousand. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set up my place value chart. And unlike the last problem, which I didn't really have to go to the millions, I'm going to go all the way up to the 100,000s. 10,000, 100,000. Okay. And I'm going to write in my number, 732,863. Now this may look a little different than the way we did it, but in class it still follows the same overall steps. So we're rounding to the nearest thousand. So I'm going to box the number that I'm rounding to. Well, it's the thousands. All right, so let's set up our number line. All right, so we're rounding to the thousands. What is our first thousand? Well, that's 2,000. And the next one after that, 3,000. And what is halfway between 2,000 and 3,000? Well, 2,500 or 2,500. And so now we're thinking about the number 2,863. And where on the number line would this number lie? Well, it would be right around here. Because 2,863 is bigger than 2,500. And so this number would round to, you got it, 3,000. But it is not really 3,000. It is, and we'll fill it in, 733,000. So this would be our final answer. And match C. Alright, last but not least, we have our weekly riddle. Our riddle this week is, what is full of holes but still holds water? Certainly not a bucket that has full of holes. Got you stumped? It is a sponge. A sponge, like SpongeBob SquarePants, is full of holes, but as we know, we use it to hold water and clean anything. Dishes, bathtubs, sinks, etc. How lovely.